The only thing that you have is a now moment, and everything always happens now. And then you have three things that you need to write that you're grateful for. In order to install a new habit, you have to be aware that the person that you are now is not the right person to do that. You need a system. And that's why you have this passage that says, to those we already have, more will be given. And to those who don't, it will be taken away from them. You heard about gratitude, but you don't know what to be grateful for. This video is for you. When we talk about gratitude in spirituality, often the human nature, what we became, goes automatically into overthinking. What should I be grateful for? Is it okay to be grateful for my sock, for my spoon? Or should I be grateful for my mom, for my dad, or for my money? All go through that, especially in the beginning of, understanding that this life that you're choosing to live right now, you must go through certain practices in order to raise and maintain the level of your vibration. Gratitude is just acknowledging that what you have, it's perfect, because everything is always perfect in the now moment. The example that I often take is, if we take a remote and we hit pause right now in your life, you hit pause right now, at that very second, there is nothing that you need. And the second part of this explanation is that you've never been to tomorrow. Damn. You've never been to tomorrow. You've never been to next year. And same, you never went back to yesterday. The only thing that you have is a now moment, and everything always happens now. Let's say you have a meeting with someone, it's in 3 days. When you are 3 days later, you are always in the now, and you experience that moment just like right now. So you only have the now, and the act of being grateful is acknowledging that whatever is happening now, whatever I can see, feel, taste, touch right now is my life, is perfect as this current moment. And the scriptures from the books is actually telling us that the more we are grateful for what there is, the more will come to us. And that's why you have this passage that says, to those we already have, more will be given. And to those who don't, it will be taken away from them, right? So basically, the more you are going to acknowledge whatever are the things that you currently have in your life right now, more will be added onto that. So when you're talking about being grateful, it's basically looking at, what's currently going on in my life? But I know that the first thing that we do is to be like, I don't have the lover. I don't have the lover. You want me to be grateful for my sock, for my spoon, for my pasta, for my rice? I don't have the lover. And this is the main thing that I'm going after now in my life. So fuck being grateful. That's where we go. The second place where we go is, I don't have the money. The money is not there. So fuck the fact that I can use my fingers, all of them. Fuck it, because I don't have the money. Fuck the fact that I can run, I can jump, I can do all those things. I don't have the money. But here's the thing. The second your finger starts hurting, the second your thumb, I was saying to my son this morning that, did it ever happen to you that often is when your thumb is hurting that you actually realize how important it is? Because now, even when you want to use any of those other fingers, you realize that to use this one, you're going to hurt your thumb, right? So that's what we do as humans, because we want those things that we crave, thinking that it's going to solve everything. Well, the universe is actually inviting us through this daily process to constantly be grateful for everything that is. And I have a journal. It's a gratitude journal. And inside this beauty, what you have is exactly this. The date. Sometimes you have a text above here, or a challenge. And then you have three things that you need to write that you're grateful for. And after that, you write what would make today great. And then you have some positive affirmations. So I started writing in this book back in March 2024. Oh my God. Wow. It's been 2 years. Wow. Well, obviously you can tell that I didn't write in it every day, because if after 2 years I didn't finish the book, that's not the point. So you see, this is basically what you do. Let me tell you what I wrote on December 28, 2024. I am grateful for the breath going in and out my body. I am grateful for my feet allowing me to walk and run every day. I am grateful for my beautiful long hair giving me this amazing look. Yeah, you might be like, bro, you don't have long hair. It's because I cut them. I cut them because it was time to cut them, to let them go, my boy. You see? So February 25th, 2025. I am grateful for the amazing speculoos I'm eating right now. The relationship I have with Sarah. Sarah is my wife. If you see a woman hiding somewhere behind it, sir. I am grateful for all the books I have and will have. I am grateful for my gratitude journal. I had some days where I was inspired. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to write many things that I'm grateful. So you see, I didn't overcomplicate it at times. Sometimes I did, but then when I came back to my joyful self, I just remember that all I need to do is to write it down. So that's what you need to do. Start with the basic stuff that you can be grateful for, like the stuff that you do not even think about anymore. those are the things that when being grateful, you will be adding so much on your life, because those things are actually, they went unnoticed, right? They've been taken for granted. And sometimes it might be just the ability for your blood to float in your body all the time without you needing any assistance. It might be your ability to actually be, your ability to speak, to have a flow between your mind and your throat and having your voice coming out. Like so many things, your ability just to put your knee high, just this, you see what I mean? Just this ability. We have billions and gazillions of things that we can be grateful for. So I highly recommend you to do this process. And I'm going to be honest, if it wasn't for this thing, I wouldn't have be that much consistent. So having a book like this is really, really helpful, right? But now, do you need this book to start? Of course not. You can start with any book that you can find, any notebook, any, whatever. You don't need this specific thing. I think I bought this thing from Temu or AliExpress for €3.50, right? 2 years ago now. So I highly recommend you that. But now here's the thing. If you want to start doing your gratitude, it's a daily process. It's like brushing your teeth. But the thing is, in order to install a new habit, you have to be aware that the person that you are now is not the right person to do that. You need a system. You need to understand that it's going to take you a certain effort. It's not going to just be, oh yeah, I'm going to do. It's going to be fun the first time, the second time, the third time, and then it's going to get boring. It's going to get boring. Can you imagine if we didn't have our parents growing up to actually help us install the software of brushing our teeth? Because some adults also, sometimes you don't want to brush your teeth, right? But you still end up doing that because you know the consequences. Well, gratitude is the same. Gratitude is the same. But the consequence is what? You not actually living the highest form of life that you came here to live. And that's why I created the 8 weeks challenge. So in the link description of this video, I'm so excited. In the description of this video, you're going to find a link where I created an 8 weeks challenge to help you install one spiritual habit per week. And one of them is actually gratitude, right? One Sunday, every Sunday for 8 weeks, you receive one email to help you navigate the following 7 days. So check the link in the description and I will see you in the next video.